All right, welcome everyone. Today is Wednesday, the 7th of May, 2025, and this is the Cluster API office hours. Cluster API is a sub-project of Kubernetes SIGs, and as such, we follow their meeting guidelines, which can basically be summarized as please treat everyone as you would expect to be treated, or explicitly so, please be kind to each other. And if you'd like to speak, please raise your hand and I will call on you. So at the beginning of our meetings, we like to give a chance for new attendees to kind of say hi if they'd like to or introduce themselves. So I will be quiet for, 30 seconds. And if it sounds like something you would like to do, please either unmute yourself and say hi or raise your hand. All right. I'm not seeing anyone unmuting, so we will move on to the open proposal readouts. And I think we just have the multi-arch uh, open proposal at the moment, but I don't see Alessandro here. So I think we'll move on from that. One note that I'm going to add here before I pass the mic over to you, Fabrizio. Lubomir has updated the calendar entry to no longer need a password. So, please try it again if it didn't work before. Okay. Yeah, no worries, Fabrizio. Like I saw I saw you adding entries to the agenda, so I was trying to hold off the start of the meeting a little bit, a little bit. But please, the next topic is up to you about upgrading. So please, Fabrizio.
So thank you for hosting again, Mike. Hello everyone. So I want to talk a little bit about allowing upgrades for more than one minor version, for instance, 129 to 133, and doing this in a smart way. So skipping workers upgrade when possible for the intermediate step along the way. So if for the folks that were at KubeCon, it was one of the two topics that we chatted about in our CAPI session at the Maintainer Summit. It is already possible today in Cluster API if you are using legacy clusters, so clusters without cluster class, plus your automation layer on top of it. But it is not possible today with cluster class. So cluster class today only allow you to go up one minor at a time. I have a POC that address this gap. I will probably demo it soon. I didn't have time this week to prepare a decent demo. I'm just bringing up this in this meeting because I'm going to write a proposal. Since this proposal basically touch both, so it will introduce this idea, but it will also bring some changes for cluster class and lifecycle hooks, the lifecycle hooks that we have during the upgrade. I will create one proposal and touch two existing proposals. I was just to give an head up. And most important, there was some good discussion at KubeCon. I tried to take note and take everything into account. But if someone is interested in this topic, has some idea, some required, please reach out or add a comment to the issue that I've linked in the agenda so I can take care of, try to address everyone's needs.
And I see Lubomir, you've got a question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is utilizing, to my understanding, this utilizing the fact that there's a new Kubernetes supported SKU of N-3 of the API server. right?
Yes, it leverage on this proposal.
Mm-hmm. And this blocker only for cluster class because of the mechanisms of the controller?
It,
Topological?
no, it is that so in cluster class we have an automation that take care of doing the upgrade, and this automation today is capable only to do one step. So it is just to write some more to make it smarter.
Yeah, basically the feature that we're extending only exists with cluster class. While without cluster class, you have to do all of that yourself anyway, and I mean, you can do whatever you want, right? Yeah. But you always have to do it yourself without cluster class today.
Incrementally for minors, you have to do it. But if you say, I want to upgrade these workers to jumping to two minors, uh, the the controller has to understand it and the automated. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without cluster class, you have to set a version on, for example, KCP and machine deployment manually anyway, all the time. So you can just modify in whichever order you want. And with cluster class, we have that built in, so we have to extend that to make it more flexible to cover that use case as well.
Okay. I think this is fine. I just wanted to bring a related topic of potentially skip level upgrades for control plane. I know this is not in scope for this proposal, but I think people want that a lot. Also related to LTS support and etc. with the emulated versions and so on. I think that there are multiple blockers related to that from Kubernetes core dependencies such as etcd and core DNS. So if someone wants to investigate that, it has to be tested first because I know people want it, but it's not so trivial. And also the kubelet itself on control plane nodes does not support the emulated versions yet.
Yeah, as far as I know, control plane have to go through all the minors. It's not possible to skip minors.
I think it depends a bit on what we understand under skip level upgrade, right?
Yes.
I mean, skip level could be you literally go from API server 128 to 130, but it could also be you're deploying a certain OS image and then you're restarting the API server with different emulations versions. So you're not actually skipping the version, but you skip deploying an entire new OS image somewhere in the middle. But neither of those is what we're targeting at the moment.
No.
Yep. Just wanted to bring this up. It's a tangent.
Yeah, but I think what we can do, and based on what I know and what Fabrizio currently has in mind, I think we can build this chained upgrade feature in a way that if it ever becomes possible to skip over control plane versions, it would be very easy to also for chained upgrade, basically to go from a control plane 128 to 130, assuming it just works. But I mean, basically we need a way to calculate something that we call upgrade plan. And I think based on the current prototype, it's very, very easy to also allow jumping or control plane versions, assuming that it actually works to do that.
Yeah, for as far as I know, as an example, 132 control plane jump upgrade to 134 will not work because of etcd. As long as there's an issue with etcd. So that's just an example how our dependencies can trip the so desired control plane skip level upgrade, but I don't think it's so feasible.
Yeah,
There has
but I
Sorry?
think as long as upstream Kubernetes doesn't, I mean, we currently know of certain issues, right? But we're very far away from upstream Kubernetes saying itself that the jump level upgrade is supported for control planes. I don't know if there are even any plans to do that. I mean, what I mean of jump level in that case, literally going from 128 to 130 or something like that without going through 129. I think nobody tries to support that today. And without official support, I think we shouldn't touch it anyway.
Absolutely. There has to be tests in core for this. Otherwise,
Yeah, exactly.
it's not support. This is part of the LTS work, I think, also an API machinery, but it's a broader testing scenario, I guess.
One small point, Fabrizio, just I don't remember how long ago they moved from n-2 to n-3 skew. If we still have n-2 within the versions that we currently support, we have to consider that when we validate what we want to do, right? That for very old versions, we could only skip over, I don't know, only do n-2 essentially for workers. But this version might be like 124, 125. We should maybe just double check how long ago the skew was extended to n-3.
It was a long time ago. We added the kubeadm skew test for this new Kubernetes API server scenario, and this was super long time ago in Kubernetes releases time. What is the oldest CAPI release that is currently supported in your release branches?
n-6. I mean, we are not planning to backport this feature to release branches, right? So what would be relevant is only what is basically on main or something. And that is roughly n-6.
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 The cap, I was looking at the cap. In the cap, it is written that the first release doing this is 128.
Perfect. That works.
So
the oldest version we support with 111 is 128.
Yeah, we should be good.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I will double check.
All right. Any other questions or comments about this topic? Okay, good discussion. Fabrizio, do you want to take on the next topic, which I think is really good?
Yes, I'm really happy to take this topic. So our reviewer pool is expanding. So, if you are working on the cluster API report, for sure you know Siv Chari, which is a GitHub handle for a contributor which is from Japan, if I'm right. So it works in a time zone that is not that doesn't work well with this meeting. So this is why we don't see him, but he's very active. He's helping out everywhere in the report since some time now. And here, some time ago, he started also doing upgrades, and so I reached out and I asked him if he is willing to become a reviewer and is willing to step in. I'm really happy about this. This is a small recognition that as maintainer can give to the folks, but also by chatting a little bit with Takuma, yeah, he gave a really great feedback. He's happy. He's learning. And is lucky enough to have some that this work is also working well with his employer. So yeah, really great to see this happening, and happy to give a little bit of visibility to a contributor doing great works. And Silvari is going to open a PR soon. Please, if you have chance, go and thank him for the help and give kudos, and we will try to get this merged and happen soon. And I will also take the opportunity to remind that everyone can do review and can look at someone else's PR and provide feedback. It is a great way to learn, and it helps also maintainer because the more eyes on a PR or some help in doing the initial round of nitpicking are usually really helpful. So if you're interested, feel free to step out, just take a PR, review it. There are PR which are big and complex, but there are also a lot of small PR that take few minutes to review them. So there are ways to start simple. And if you need help, feel free to reach out.
+1. And thank you, Fabrizio, for reaching out to, I hope I don't butcher the name here, Takuma. And if I'm guessing that if they're in Japan, they're probably asleep right now. But if you are watching this on recording later, Takuma, thank you very much for your willingness to step up and help be a reviewer. It's greatly appreciated. Okay. Does anybody have questions or comments about this topic? I see there's been a lot of chatter in the meeting chat. People seem very appreciative and thankful for what's going on here. Okay. Not seeing any other hands going up, so that's the end of our regular agenda. Does anyone have an ad hoc topic that they might like to add at this point? Otherwise, we're going to take back about 40 minutes of our day here. All right, going once, going twice. All right, there's no provider updates or feature group updates, so thanks everyone for coming out. We'll take about 40 minutes of our day back, and we'll see you next week.